Hi, I'm Steph, and if you're new here, welcome to Puggle Creek Studio. Today I want to tell you a story about how I lost everything: my shop, my Instagram account, my business name, my momentum, and how I spent so long trying to get it all back, only to realize it was time to let it go. And honestly, letting it go ended up being one of the best decisions I've ever made. But before we get into that chaos, I want to take you back to where it all actually started, because Clay Companion wasn't just a cute idea. It was something I really needed. I'm a kidney transplant patient, and if you've ever lived with chronic illness, you'd understand this. You can be surrounded by people, nurses, noise, machines, and still feel completely alone. Hospitals have a lot of waiting and a lot of silence, a lot of time to overthink. And I remember being in hospital, stuck in bed, and asking my husband, "Can you please bring me in some clay?" Not because I had a business plan, but because I needed something to do with my hands, something to focus on that wasn't my body or my blood results or fear. And while I was there, I made a little clay animal, a friend, a tiny companion. And it might sound silly, but it genuinely helped. And when I got out of hospital, I remember talking to my best friend, and I realized that connection was what I'd been missing. Not just because of illness, but because when you go through hard times, you can start to feel like you're living in your own little bubble. And she understood that. She always understood me. It was around that time she was going through a rough time too. So I made her a companion, a little bear, is holding a coffee. A little reminder that even on the hard days, someone was still sitting beside her. And that's when it clicked. That's what these little clay companions were. They weren't just cute animals. They were connection. They were comfort. They were physical reminders of love. And that's where my whole idea truly began, not from a business mindset, but from something truly human. Fast forward, life is still full, still busy, still beautiful and exhausting. Somewhere in the middle of all that, I tried to build this dream. I started creating more, I started sharing it, and slowly Clay Companion became its own world until it didn't. I remember Christmas 2024, I was so busy. I had lots of custom orders and memorial pets, and it was just a really busy time in life. So I decided to take a break, and I'd come back to making companions in 2025, launch a new collection. But in February of 2025, my best friend that I spoke about earlier, she died suddenly, and that changed everything. I didn't just lose her, I lost part of myself. And after that, I went into this mindset of, okay, I need to do something big. I need to make something meaningful. I need to go all in. Like, if I could just build something good enough, it would make the pain of losing her make sense. In May, I opened an Etsy shop, and I was so excited. I was like, this is it. This is the moment. And the same day I opened, I got a message that said my account had been restricted. They needed to double check my bank account details. I'm like, okay, cool. They sent me a code. I sent them the code, and I got scammed out of $300, which honestly feels almost comedic now. But at the time, I felt sick and I felt embarrassed. I thought, you are so stupid. Do not tell anyone. And it hit hard, because when you already feel like you're rebuilding your life, $300 feels massive. Then later that year, my Instagram account got shut down completely. Like, gone, no getting it back. Years of work, my platform, my audience, my followers, even my name. I tried to open a new account at one point, but the name Clay Companion was being used by me on an account that I had no access to. I ended up switching to Tender Tales for a while, but it just didn't feel right, and even though it was cute, it wasn't me. It felt like I was trying to replace something that I loved. So at that point, I lost my best friend. I'd lost my shop's momentum, I'd lost money, I'd lost my platform, and I'd lost my name. And at first I didn't accept it. I went straight to panic mode, like, I need to fix this, I need this account back, I need to get this name back, I need to rebuild everything exactly the same way I had. So I felt this huge pressure, like I was running out of time. Like everyone was watching me fail. What is the point? Like I can barely keep up with life as it is and managing chronic illness, and now I can't even keep up with an Instagram account. But something weird happened. I'll let you in on a secret. Nothing happened. Like no one messaged me, hey Steph, where are your tiny seasonal clay animals? And I miss your uploads. Where have you been? And that was the moment I realized most of the pressure, it was coming from me all along. And slowly I stopped fighting to get the old version back and started accepting maybe this is what it looks like to trust timing. For those who don't know, I live on a hobby farm in Australia, and down the bottom of the hill there is a dam, and it has a creek that kind of keeps it flowing all year round. And in the creek lives one of the strangest, most unique little creatures in the world, the platypus. And honestly, the platypus feels like the perfect symbol for where I am, because it doesn't make sense. It's a mix of everything. It doesn't fit neatly into a box, but it exists anyway, perfectly. And I think that's me right now, a mix of everything. And I started making one, a little clay platypus, not for a launch, not for a collection, not for a deadline, just because it felt right. And that's when it clicked. This is what my work needs to be. Just small, meaningful companions, pieces to sit beside people, pieces that bring comfort, pieces that feel like a tiny friend. So this is me choosing to start again, not from nothing, but from experience, from loss, from growth, from the real version of my life. Welcome to Puggle Creek Studio. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I will see you again in the next one. Bye!